Y'all make some noise for Elizabeth McLaughlin, Patrick Dog Flueger, Josh McCall, Stella Hall, the important Amy Morton, and Squerciati. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Chicago PD. Thank y'all so much. Not only are these probably the friendliest,
we are only entering like that from here on out, bro. We are only entering like that from here on out, bro. Just
no, you don't understand. Not only are they the friendliest, not only are they the finest, but these are the most phenomenal first responders on TV right now. So I need you all. It's hard to say where Patty's going. Squirrel?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Put my feet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now listen. We appreciate comfortability out here. Clap it up for music. We've been doing this Epicon demonstration all weekend, and what I've noticed from some of you is that it's very possible for you to see someone that you admire, especially someone who's on TV every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. And you kind of lose your shit a little bit. I've seen it happen plenty of times. And so it's important for me to ask the panel as we're up here, just so they understand that we're real people too. Has there ever been a situation, whether it's on your journey or in your career, or just in life in general, where you saw somebody you admired, and you lost your shit just a little bit?
When Med started, just as he saw her, I went and did. Oh, you said that. No, we went over, we did a crossover thing, and I didn't realize that Oliver Platt was on the show. And I have a lot of these stories, by the way, if this is the one I'm going to go to, because it's relevant. So yeah, no, he came over, he was like, oh, are you guys from the Chicago PD? And I turned around and it's Oliver Platt, and I did not expect that. And so I go, oh, hello, Oliver Platt. What are you doing here? And he goes, I'm on Chicago Med. I was like, really? Dude, you remember when you played and I went off on a tangent about Year One, a movie he did with Michael Cera and Jack Black? And like, he's a storied actor. And I picked the weirdest film to talk to him about. But I was nervous and I wanted to talk to him about something, and he's hilarious in the movie, but he kind of looked at me like, that's what you want to talk about? All right, well, I made a mark on this kid's life. It wasn't the one I expected to make. So yeah, no, that was, but you know, anytime you call somebody by their full name when you meet them, you know that maybe you're not thinking straight.
Wow. I was there for that. I remember this moment. I were in the corner talking to him, and afterwards you're like, that was weird, you know?
So shocking.
Madison, did you have a moment?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it reminded me the second TV show I ever did. I was 15. It was Supernatural. And I was getting ready to do a scene, and I had forgotten that Jared Padalecki was there and was in the scene. And so he came up and he introduced himself, and like the first thing out of my mouth was like, oh my god, I love doing New York Minute, which is a Mary Kate and Ashley movie. And he kind of had the same, like, he was like, that, really? Like, I don't remember that. Like, and I was completely and totally in shock. I was like, oh my gosh, you were my favorite. And I proceeded to like quote the entire movie to him. And then he was like, so do you want like a Sour Patch Kid? And then we proceeded to talk, but that was like...
He gave you a Sour Patch Kid?
Oh, Jared he has his own candy cart on every show that he does. So
That's in his, like, that's in his right?
Supernatural, we can ask them that. They have, like, you have your like hot snacks and stuff. Yeah. They have a candy snack, and they bring out a candy tray for everyone with multiple layers.
Marina, that's your dream.
Jared has his own chart, and is it a sour level, a sweet level, a crunchy level? And so we I mean,
Is anybody else's mind blowing?
every single day, like 2 hours after lunch, you get a candy cart.
Whenever I see him on television on the big screen, that's all I'm gonna think about. That's it.
That's what teaches it.
I wonder if he just ate nerds. Nerds are my favorite candy card if you have to put them up. You feel me?
Reese's Pieces.
Okay, I understand that. Speaking of Reese's Pieces, when did you lose your shit, Josh?
I've got a ton of stories about losing my shit, so I'm gonna say this. You know what? I appreciate the moment that it happens, and when I get to be on one side of it, it's cool, because I've been on the other side of it a million times where I am meeting somebody that I admire. I geek out about wrestlers, athletes, reality TV stars, and actors. In that order. These actors, I know what they do. Everybody else, I'm like, yo, can you tell me about SummerSlam 2008? Man, because like when you hit the ropes, and they don't know how much respect I have for them. So I just want you to know that when you come to me and you tell me stories, I'm with you. And I appreciate it. And it makes me giggle and it makes me laugh and if you do get nervous, that's all good too. Because I've said some stupid shit along the way. Where I've said actors that I admire, I name projects that they're not in. And you walk away and you're like, so I've been there, yo.
Oh, hello. I think when I started PD, it was my first series regular role, and I was in the band with you and Jess and Soap, and I was like, these people are stars. And I was like, be cool, and like I hadn't recognized that I was like also part of the team. Like I just felt like the kid that no one knew how they got there or who invited them, but they're like, okay, I guess they're here now. So it was just like a really special kind of growing to realize like, oh, now I'm one of them. I'm the cool kid. That's my journey.
It was wild seeing Soap. Seeing Soap here for the first time. On the icon. It was wild seeing Soap.
For me, it was Elliot, because I'm a big Ninja Turtle fan. And so I was like, that's Casey Jones. Elliot Cateas, he played out. Well, his name was Casey Jones on my phone for longer than it should have been. For real, like I had to hurry up and change it before he found it like that.
You know, Elias's name is named my best friend who says Elias. And so like I thought everyone was pronouncing it wrong and I was saying Elias the whole time. I was like, at one point I was like, when we got close, I was like, are you annoyed that everybody says their name wrong except me? He's like, you say my name wrong.
That's a good one.
Got it.
How about you, Stella? Anything?
God, I'm trying to think when I've like lost it. I'm drawing a blank. But I think one of the, if I can, one of the coolest, I went to dinner with Al Pacino once. That was really rough.
Sheesh.
That was really, who hasn't had a dinner with Al Pacino? That was really cool. And I was very, very nervous. And he's in his 70s and he's still sexy as hell. You're like, what? He's still out shorter than me.
God, we were so much agreement over that.
That was pretty cool.
It's like, what do you start with? That's why you have to, it's very, like, where do you go with when you know so much about somebody? Where do you start? Because you're like, man, I just want to know about everything.
Yeah.
So,
But they always say never meet your heroes because it like ruins the illusion. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's cool if you meet your heroes. And I don't
My
know.
mom is like a sleeper cell, like for famous people, and she'll be like, oh, I was wearing that dress and Joe Ryan's hit on me. And you're like, what? She'll be like, she's like, oh, I remember I was on a flight once and Biggie invited me to a party. And I'm like, what are you talking about? like I know you like whole life, and all of a sudden she's like, and I dated Al Pacino for a couple of years. And I'm like, what is that? Like my mom is, she's actual.
Yeah, you make t-shirts if that happens. Everyone knows. Amy, you're like that person for a lot of people. So
You are.
it's true.
Like people are bringing in baseballs for you to sign up.
No, I get overwhelmed. I was doing a play on Broadway, and it was a very long play. It was like 3 hours. So by the end of the play, I'm, really exhausted.
you don't understand.
Yeah.
You're like, what's happening to my body? But sometimes, I've been in this moment too, sometimes you're just not ready.
No.
Have you ever just not been ready? Dave Chappelle was in Chicago recently, did 3 shows in a row at the United Center. I snuck in all of them. And after his 3rd show, I'm hanging out at the Soho House, and he just walks right past me. And I could have found a moment, but I was not ready. I said, I'm just gonna let Dave Chappelle hover in my space, but I'm not gonna bother this man because I don't even know what to do. How do you start this? You know what I'm saying? Because the stakes are high.
The stakes are high. So this is a total aside, but the most baller move in one of these situations was done by, you could cheer him, Jesse Lee Softy. So he met President Obama at the end of his term, his final term, and President Obama was like, hey, I really like your show. And Jesse responded, fucking this guy, with, hey, looks like you're looking for work. Why don't you come? We can find out. Dude,
Fucking Jesse Lee Softy.
he was telling me that he was like President Obama. And I was like, I was hearing this story and I fell apart. And he had that response. I was like, did you, like, after that he walked away, go, oh, God, good job, Jess. Like, you just wanted that. No.
Yeah, I don't know. If that would have happened to me,
I would have fallen.
I would have been flabbergasted at the fact that you watched it. How do you have time on Wednesday nights?
There's nothing happening for you? You got that for your breaks?
Crazy. That's wild. Well, I appreciate all these stories. This is amazing. But as you can see, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you like somebody, they might like you back. You never know. You definitely never know. I know one of the things that we like to say on our show, humbly, as we continue to strive and achieve, is team effort. And we really do everything as a team, and we really do our best to put the team first. Can you think about anybody in your life that was on your team that you know you wouldn't be here without? Because we wouldn't be here without y'all, first of all, just let the record show. We don't dance in the moment. But how about that? Is there anybody we can think of?
Well, I can tell you right now, Brian Hooch.
Oh.
As far as our team, the PD is concerned, Brian Hooch, who, if you don't know, is one of our producers and our tech guy, and was 21-year vet of the Chicago Police Force, and was actually still a cop when he started. So he would work during the day with us, and then he would go and work all night as a cop, because he's a badass like that. But he's the heartbeat of the show. A lot of the stories that you see come from him are from people that he's worked with, and tell stories to our writers. And none of us where we are, and the show wouldn't be what it is if not for him. He keeps the tone dialed in.
No, bro, very well said. Can we just clap it up for Brian Lee?
I wouldn't be here without any of you guys. Any of you guys. And Jason McGinn. That's the truth. I love you guys. Thank you.
We miss Nadia.
I know. You guys too.
I think I wouldn't be here without Stella, who was our first showrunner, because when I first auditioned for the show, I don't know how much you know about auditioning, but usually you go test. Like, they're like, we like you, we need you to test. You either test for like see your chemistry or your producers like you, and they didn't test me, they just flew me out, just got the role. And sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't, but I had auditioned with a very New York accent. So I was like, listen, Jason, or the gang, boy, listen, boy, you don't tell me what to do. And I was like a totally different person. Kim was like, just like, you listen to me. And so there are these things called table reads, where you sort of read the script for all the producers, and I heard that people get fired with these things. So I'm really nervous. It's my first big table read. And I'm like, it seems very much more Chicago-y than New York, this script. Maybe I should have given your York accent, but that's how I audition. What do I do? So I called Matt Olmstead. I was like, hey, it's Marina. Hi. I was just wondering, the table reads tomorrow, and I auditioned with a New York accent, and it's a Chicago show. Do you want that? And I remember he goes, God, no. We just liked your energy. So I was like, I'm grateful because I feel like if I showed up at the table read and I was like, yo, how you doing? I would not care today.
And remember what that table read was like, too.
Stressful.
It was like, you have to understand, they had individual cameras. And like people do lose their jobs, it's the final audition. So they had individual cameras staring you right in the face. They had microphones that were giving feeding into, I don't know, wherever all the higher ups who weren't there, because most of them were there. And I sat next to Elias for that, and he sat down, he just got in, he was like, oh my God, I'm nervous. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of freaking out. He was like, I'm so nervous. What? You wildly old vet, you okay? I'm okay then, and then I'm nervous. It was stressful.
It was.
But we crushed it. Right.
Icons.
I wanna bring up Luch again because he gave me a great gift. And it's one of the things that I'm most proud of for this role. So I'm from Harvey, Illinois, right outside of Chicago. Thank you very much. And I was similar to Burgess, I was kind of nervous about my approach as well because it's like, yeah, you can be from Chicago, but Chicago has so many facets and dynamics to it. You know what I mean? And somebody from the north side of Chicago is different from somebody from the south side. And the west side is a whole other world. And so when I first met Luch, and I told him where I was from, him being an actual Chicago cop had a very vast understanding of what it meant to be from Harvey. And I'm grateful for the conversation that he had with the producers and the writers because out of everybody at that time, none of these people were there yet. It was like the backdoor pilot of Chicago Fire. I remember when J.B. Smooth was Amy Morton, you know what I mean? It was completely different cast. But what he told them was that, like, this guy's from Harvey, he's as real as it gets. And they made my character from Harvey, which was the greatest gift they could have ever offered me because now I had like real life references and my imagination activated differently. And so if it wasn't for Luch, I don't think the character would be where it is today. So let's clap it up one more time for Luch.
So I'm doing a scene, and I don't go out in the field. That's not my job. I sit behind the desk, and I'm real happy with that. But there was a scene where I would be on scene of a crime, and I'm talking to other cops on the walkie, and Luch goes, freeze, and I freeze, and he comes over and he turns the walkie around.
Oh, I've got one. In the first season, I was in the booth with you. You were in the scene, and I had a taser. And I go up to a guy while we were filming, and I go, I pull up my taser, I go, and the Luch comes over to me and goes, did you just go zzz? And I was like, oh, I don't have to do the zzz. Sorry. So, I was mortified. It's like being like,
No, Tracy, she got caught doing like punchlines sometimes. So.
I love her.
You don't have to make the sound. We'll put that in later. There's a whole document.
You don't have to make the sound.
but you're more badass if you do.
That's hilarious. So one of the things that we want to do, because we understand sometimes when you have fun, these panels can go so quick that we don't always get a chance to open up the conversation. So right now is the time. If we have any questions, the microphone is right there. And we would love to do our best for you. So let's open this up. Don't all rush at once.
You just got nervous. You just got nervous.
Festive's gonna have a wedding.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't know what I'm allowed to say. But you just...
Thank you.
You.
Hey, LaRoyce.
How you doing?
My question's for you. So we know recently, well, I know that recently that you filmed at your old grandparents' house. It's a two-part. So if they still live there, did you have to ask permission, or if they don't, how did it feel going back to film there?
Man, it was, going back and filming Harvey was overwhelming, to be honest with you. And not in a terrible way. It was just, you don't expect for the textures that you love, that you grew up with, and then the textures that you love, that you work with, to just be at the same place at the same time. And so it was kind of emotional every now and then, but it was just a lot, and I loved it. The hood had not been that exciting in a long time. You know what I mean? I think the last thing at a high level that we shot in Harvey like that was in '79, the Blues Brothers. You familiar with that film? And that was a long time ago. So everybody was excited, everybody got a piece of the action. It's a unique reason why I didn't have to ask for permission that much, but I still had to kind of level set with the family and let them know what was going on and that we were pulling up. It was great. It was actually at my grandma's old house. Her name was Grandma James. It was the house that I actually lived in when I booked the show, that I moved from Harvey. Patty's been there. It's a special place. They were looking for a weak basement, and I didn't know a basement weaker than the one I used to live in. And so we were able to set that up. It was great. My dad was cutting grass on location. You know what I'm saying? He got a piece of the action. They set up the camera truck in front of my other grandma's house, who lives around the corner, and Grandpa John just sat on the porch and just watched the camera truck. You know what I'm saying, the whole time. And so it was amazing. It was amazing. And what I hope is that we can go back, because Harvey definitely needs that life.
Yeah, we were working late nights too, and he came in on his day off.
He always does that. He's so
take
good.
a friend back to like your hometown, and you start like noticing things that you took for granted that you're proud of. He's like going, you've got food for everybody. These are my favorite tortas, and so he like
There's tacos.
Yeah, there's a lot of pride there. I love that.
No, man, appreciate you. Great question too. Thank
Do
you.
you remember the one thing I asked you when we were Harvey?
Yeah, I know.
I said, say me a torta.
Did he?
No.
Well, it went so fast.
You ask yourself.
Hi, my name is Shona, and I want to know who is your favorite partner and why? Who you work with and why they're your favorite.
LaRoyce, who was your favorite partner?
What are you sitting here?
I have to be honest. I'm the most grateful and the luckiest honorable third wheel on television. Predators and Rules, it's really hard to choose. I mean, have you seen them?
Yes.
It's hard to choose. But what I do love about working with both of them is that they're so giving. You know what I mean? Like we really do love each other deeply. I don't think you get to work with people that you feel that way about often. So I think that's what makes Chicago PD such a unique situation. I think that's why we love it so much, is because we love it so much in real life. And off screen, the moments that we've had each other and the thoughts that we've shared, they're real. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel a connection, you can only imagine how we feel. So I know I didn't answer your question, but that's the best thing.
There's a hard question to answer, I mean, too, because as they move us with different people, you know, like my character with Elias, and then with Royce more often than not, and now with Burgess more often than not, it allows you to create this art, because like music and Al, you learn so much from Al, and Patrick learned a lot from Elias all at the same time, and so it's allowed us to, kind of have an art, create. The art's already built in for the characters. You don't have to work so hard to create it, because different people bring different things out of you, and different partners for different times in these characters' lives. It's a great question.
Yeah, but you got to find your favorite things about the person that you love to, you know, work with. Like what I love, I mean, Burgess is a dog. Like she don't play no games. Like she come to work. She come to work to work. You know what I'm saying? And it elevates your game. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the things where you can't be off the square with Burgess. And Patty, my favorite thing about working with him is it's like working with family. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you find a comfortability that's natural, that's dope. And there's no wrong answers either way because the performance is going to feel elevated every time. So yeah.
Hi, I tried to get a little creative, so this is for everybody. What do you think your character's high school senior quote would have been?
Madison, go first, but let's throw it down that way.
Michelle wasn't even out of high school yet. She was juvie, but I don't know. It probably would have been some like one of the cheesy boxing quotes that was on the boxing gym walls. Most of my stuff was with either Elias or with John, and I feel like kind of like what you said, like as much as your character, like it was Patrick from Elias. That was me the entire time I was there. I would forget I was in a scene, and it would feel like we're in a masterclass. And me in real life, I can't tell you how many times a week, like there have been so many times where I would just text Elias and be like, Elias, what do you think I should do with my life? What do you think? Do you think I should take this role? Do you think I should date this guy? Do you think I should? Where should we get coffee? What coffee should I order? He always says cappuccino. So I feel like it probably would have been just a direct quote from something that Al would have said. Because I think like Michelle's character grew so much because of him, and I am still growing so much because of Elias. So probably something he would have just said.
Justin, senior papa? My bad, Dad.
My bad, Dad.
My bad, Dad.
Yeah, it's like you're a picture.
Yeah, like,
I think it would have been something like, what a disco dancer.
I feel like Kim would be on like the yearbook committee. She'd be the head, and then she'd also like be on varsity volleyball, and everything's she might not have time to like make a quote. She's like, it's something about hard work, right? Like you just work all day. Yeah, work hard, play less.
I feel like Nadia's would have been something about bringing a bean a car. Something, you know, I don't know, something. Yeah.
what she was dreaming of cuffs? Cuffs, cop, what's the difference?
Justice is served.
I
Don't make me cry.
I just still can't stop thinking about flat disco dance. Wait, so the question was, what would the yearbook quote be? Like, what would
What would Alan's senior quote be?
the senior quote? I feel like
Probably like skip school that day.
Like, are you sure I graduated? Something to that effect. I feel like Anna was maybe not in school as much as she should have been, you know?
Yeah, mine would probably be something that I say before most takes to get some people's nerves, but just watch this. Watch this.
No, it's really great. There's scenes where LaRoyce, we all have scenes where we don't do anything, and like have no lines. And before every take, watch this. It's great.
He's his own hype man.
Thank you, great questions.
Hi, I'm Devin, and this is to anyone or everyone. What is one piece of character growth that you're most proud of for your character?
I mean, I think when you guys come up to me and meet me, all of you talk about how she's a badass, how that like connects with a lot of women and they feel empowered by that. So I would think, you know, kind of from like being lucky girl to badass.
There you go. Stella? Madison?
Amy?
I guess it helps that she went from smartass to like nicer. Because as I said in a panel discussion before, you can only watch Smartass for so long, and then it becomes like, get her off, we don't want to see her anymore. So it was great that they kind of rounded her edges a little bit.
We love Trudy. Thank you. I think for me, I feel like it's difficult kind of sometimes playing like the angsty teen, even though I've built a career out of it. Mom, shut up. Because I know she's like, you are not acting a single second of that time. But I think what was so cool with the writers did with our art was taking a character that had every right to be totally resentful and harbor a lot of negative feelings and really open her up and let us explore that. And I think by the end of Michelle's run, there was a really beautiful relationship, and it was cool to watch kind of forgiveness unfold in a very complicated and very authentic way. It wasn't just like tied up pretty in a bow like a lot of TV shows do. It was fun to get to watch that, how difficult that process was of forgiveness to get into like a good relationship where she could be strong without being hard.
I'd love to say something about Jason real quick. So sometimes characters exist, like Justin, truth to help other characters on the show. So getting to know Jason at the beginning of the process, episode 1, I just got engaged, and he was such a pillar in my life at that time because he had built such a beautiful life, and he was acting as my dad. That side of him, I knew was going to get to come out when they killed Justin. So sometimes that's why people exist on shows, is so that you get to know who these other people are. And that's what Jason always had inside of him. So getting to put that on screen as a fan of the show as well, watching his growth and watching him put that, the person that I knew, the person that I know, putting that in, that was really cool. And it was a cool thing to be a part of. It was really, really cool.
Jesus Christ.
If many of you were here yesterday, he had the best answer yesterday too, and I was like, man, I'm gonna take that to heart and take that home.
And I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, gorgeous.
It's profound, bro.
Man, I just love y'all's show, man. Like, honestly, I could be sitting where you guys are. I should, because I just love the show. Getting to be a part of it with them was incredible. They're really special people. The energy on every job is different. Getting to work with them was truly a blessing in my life. That's why I come to get to do these things, to say what's up to my people, to say what's up, dap it up, give hugs, give kisses, and move on. But you guys have done a really, really cool thing, and it's an honor to be a part of it. So.
To this day, genuinely, the best group of people I have ever worked with in my life. The best group of people. It's insane. Like, it's never like that. It's never like, you get lucky if it happens once, like lightning strikes. You know, like you meet a group of people and you just get on with them, and it's like summer camp, and you're like, I get paid to do this. This is a job, but it's like what LaRoyce was saying and Patty, it's like family, and you get to like not only you get to work with them, and then it's also about you get to hang out with them. So it's like you get to play and have fun, but you're also doing your job, and you guys have to watch it, and it's like that never happens. Like it never ever happens. You're just so lucky to have it once in your life, and it's true. And then we all get invited back to come and do these things. We obviously did something special.
That's right.
To this day, it's like so cool. Like I haven't seen them in 10 years. It's like what? It's so cool.
Well, you're supposed to come to the pool with me this summer.
She
was. She's supposed to
You did tell me. You did tell me. What night?
I know, but you told me that you would.
My heart broke it.
People have lives.
Great question. I got a question for you. Did you have on a leopard blazer here? Okay, I was making sure that was you. Yep. Yeah, she was playing in that leopard print.
We have Alexandria.
Did
I get it right?
Alexandria.
My question is for anyone. If your character or you could act with someone on Fire or Men or even on PD more, who would you want your character to interact with more, or who do you want to interact with more on those shows?
Oliver Platt. I was gonna say Trudy Platt. Trudy Platt for me. I hope the important Amy Morton feels the same way. But when we have our scenes together, it's something, something just kind of happens. It's a great dynamic. We really have a lot of fun.
It's really, really fun.
Yeah. So if I can get more flat action, is there more flat water in the diet?
Hey, remember when we went on a date? Remember when we were in that on a date? That's the funniest scene ever.
He was my beard.
Yeah.
Because my father wouldn't give me, my father was helping support my lifestyle. My father was very rich. And, but we had to go to dinner once a year because he was like, you're gonna get cut off if we don't get married soon or whatever. So he was my beard to say, this is my fiance.
And I called her Cookie and like had the face, she's like, give me that clap. Host.
It was really fun.
Derek Cost was off stage, like, like audibly laughing.
Yeah.
Felt like we did all right. Making the writer laugh out loud.
That was a good scene.
I think I would like more scenes with Jason. If I can speak selfishly, I feel like Jason's character had sort of a soft spot in his heart for my character. And so it's interesting to see him navigate the boss sort of soft spot, and I like where our scenes go. I'm also a little scared of Jason, even though I love him. So like, you're like, when those scenes come, you are ready.
No, you got to
go. Because he is like, he pushes you. He's like the papa bear of the show, and you don't want to screw up. So it's like, it's hard and interesting, and also like, I want to see our relationship develop more.
I would like to do a couple of scenes with Maeve. I haven't been able to work with her, and I've known her for so long, and we've never had a scene together really, other than like sort of one line or something. So I would love to have like a real scene.
That would be great.
Got the two of them with the TV explode.
Maybe. It's hard to say. I want to see that too now.
And the actors, we should just have an episode where they go on like they,
You know what I'm saying?
this is the two-person episode.
Yeah.
And they both like powerful theater moguls. Damn. Well, how did we figure that out yet? Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, our time is past.
Is there one more person or no? Okay.
No? Okay. Well, as long as there's no more people, you have just witnessed the most powerful, most epic panel in Rome.